actually like that, man, because you can see a person's actual principles. You ain't seeing like a fucking. It's a 3-dimensional world, man. It's a Rubik's cube, right? So you want to see the whole cube. You just don't want to see one side of the cube. And like I said, back to what I said, when you get older, it comes into. Yeah, at first you showed me the cube, and I said, okay, it's green, right? I only seen one side of the cube. But as I got older, I realized, hold on, there's more sides of that cube. And I'm like, oh, there's more colors of that cube. Yeah. More importantly, there's more sides to that cube.
It's all about perspective.
There you go. So, and like I said, like as you get older, you're supposed to have a better perspective, and just overall, things get easier. So that's, and then since it's the weekend on my birthday, and it's also Father's Day, which being a person that was born on a holiday per se.
How old did you turn?
40.
40? Mm-hmm. Happy 40th. I went to your 42nd, and according to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah.
The person chose the number 42 in that book. It's because that was their age at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that some shit?
Yeah.
But what's even crazier is that it's also the answer to so many other different things. Scientists can't disprove the situation.
Yeah, I know, but that ain't the whole. It ain't about just proving it true or false. It's about gaining that more knowledge on the shit. So, but
what I know is I've been training. I'm about to start training my brother on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's gonna love that shit. Because I also know what got my sensei to get me to believe him on that shit was the wrist lock when it came to whenever cops are going to put their cuff on you, the first hand they're going to go for is going to be the opposite of their hand. And what he taught me is that put your hand on their hand, grab them, pull them down. Now you have full control of them. I was like, yep. You sit there and you're baffled and you're sitting there trying to think, hey, yo, that's an advantage that not many people know at all. It's fucking crazy.
You know what? People know it, but they just it's a simple brain. It's a simple minded thing, man. You ain't supposed to be like that, man. There you go. The reptilian brain, right? Everybody has one, but we're also human beings, so we have a human brain.
And what do they consider as the reptilian brain within the brain, though?
So what the reptilian brain actually is think about in evolution, actual evolution, and I don't care what a person thinks about Darwin's theories and all that shit. No. At one point, there was a bunch of water. There's life in that water because life has to live in water. When life got out of that water, and inside the water, right? What's the one thing? Jellyfish. They say jellyfish don't have brains per se, but they're one of the most smartest fucking things in in existence.
You want to hear something crazy?
Mm-hmm.
So I got into this conversation with a man on the internet, and this guy was sitting here talking about how meat is murder and stuff, and I was like, technically, yeah, it is murder, but shit, I will tell you this: what if I told you that plants feel pain? And they were like, I'd say you were crazy, and I said, so every day when you smell someone cutting their grass, when that scent comes out of the grass, that's them screaming in pain to let other plants know, hey, there's a predator around.
Yeah.
Well, he's like, man, he's laughed at me.
But see, that's a I guess I'm more of a nature-based person. I understand.
Well, it got deeper.
In the world.
It got deeper. Yeah. You seen the movie The Happening? How the plants make people kill themselves?
Yep.
This movie, one day, I was literally just tripping on acid, and I started thinking about that movie, and I was like, I need to Google. I don't believe it. Plants aren't smart enough. Yo, plants are smarter than us.
Oh, here, back to it, right? So, do plants have a brain per se?
What are their roots? Exactly. These are their genitalia that we breathe out of. What is their roots? Those are their neurons. A scientist actually came up with this theory and proved that this is where their brain is their root system. And they all interconnect, which they have their own internet.
Yeah.
That's what that is. Yo, they took one of those ferns that'll curl up when you touch them, and they took a Venus flytrap. And they took their roots and connected them to each other. And the guy took a needle and touched the Venus flytrap in the mouth. It stayed open. The fern curled. And the man said, this is how we know that these is how they connect. This is what runs them. Because all that is, it releases pollen. The pollen is their semen and sperm. And we breed that shit in.
Yeah. I mean, to a point, but...
It's crazy, ain't it?
No,
but then you start sitting there thinking about the happening. Yo, plants can actually do that shit.
Yeah, of course. But so back to cutting the grass in the lawn, right? So you can do it the right way and you can do it the wrong way. And like, you know, you're talking to somebody that's been contracted. In fact, I got people that I know that are probably gonna back to my boy, like he's gonna end up becoming a recruiter because I'm gonna have him doing lawn work and I'm gonna have him, you know, whoever's coming up out that place. Why don't you send him to, you know, Big Richie, and then we'll interview him and see where the fuck their head is, and then I might have a job for him, I might not. But yeah, mowing the lawn and shit, like if you mow it wrong, the fucking grass dies and shit, and now, you know, people are mad at you and they gotta redo their lawn. But if you do it right, you'll know because the plant ain't gonna argue with you.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's just, yeah, I mean, I don't know how. I think it is possible to go about this world being unattached to the world and be a successful person, but I don't know how you can live your life like that. It's not going to happen. You're not going to have any success if you don't understand the interconnected and internet of actual things like plants and stuff. So back to the reptilian brain, I keep this thing moving, right? So like I said, it was water, because of course water is one of the most important things you need to...
That's where we came from.
Mm-hmm. So you got to think that there was a brain situation, a root that came up out the water for obvious reasons, landed on land. That is the reptilian brain. Like, you got to ask yourself, like, why would something go out of water onto land? And then, of course, like, because they're all reptiles, they do need water too. And in fact, reptiles are probably one of the most vulnerablest species in existence, really. Like, they are, and you know, any minute change in the blade of grass will fuck up their whole ecological system. But yeah,
what's crazy though is that like we're mammals.
Mm-hmm.
They're reptiles.
We're a lot better at it, but we're not that far away.
You know what always blew my mind is how did we lose our tails? You know what I'm saying? Like you see, like most mammals have tails.
Mm-hmm.
Apes don't have tails,
Like
but monkeys have tails. The cat has tails, but that's a feline.
Mm-hmm.
But most apes don't have tails. We don't have tails. But like, why don't we have tails?
I mean, yeah, there are monkeys that have tails and there are monkeys that don't, but they all...
That's true, but they'll still have a bobtail.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we need more like just as much balance as any other critter? I'm just saying, wouldn't it be cool to have a tail, or would it just be like a personal health?
I mean, yeah, but things that have a tail are actually a lot more balanced.
Right, because
But see, if you think about it though, like, you know, if you want to understand what a human being is, like, why do you think gymnastics and sports and stuff are as important as they are? Because, I mean, there's these things going around this planet that can do that don't have tails.
True.
If LeBron James had a tail, just imagine how much, 10-foot
I feel like it'd be really good for counterbalance, though.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I'm just really surprised. Yeah, it is. That's what it is for.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm wondering is, like, at this point, if we, like, evolved with tails, would it be, like, a whole other appendage that would, like, we can move independently, like our arms? Would it be, like, a long, windy finger? That's what I'm wondering, because then it'd be, like, a tentacle, and we just, like, pick shit up and be like, all right, cool. And I'll just be sitting there, like, yeah. I try, but look outside. Yo, that shit got gray as hell, fast as fuck.
It's about to, but I mean, it's Minnesota, bro. So at least it's 80 degrees and about to start raining. And
that's what I thought. I thought it was gonna start raining today. It said it's supposed to rain overnight.
Mm-hmm. It rained last night.
I hope we covered these really good because they don't sponsor us at all.
They will.
Hey, Twisted Tea Original Hard hard
Hard
to
iced
say iced tea. Give us money. Or more Twisted Teas. If you give us more Twisted Teas, we'll talk more about it. I'll drink the fuck out of it. I ain't gonna lie. Do you like what I'm saying? Here. Come here. Here. I'll come to you. I need either more beer or more booze. We'll keep giving you this. Come on.
There, bro, too.
There you go. Bah!
We can't.
But these reptilian brains, all I'm saying is, we're mammals.
Yeah, but you can't operate with a reptilian brain, bro. Because, like, for one, you know, reptile actually hates nature. Because, like I said, like, the fucking grass will fuck up a reptile's whole ecosystem, right? Whereas a mammal is evolved. And then as far as the brain part is concerned, like, the only thing we got is the ability to see that which is not there and make it something that is. Like, no other being, no other intelligent life form out there. And even whatever the fuck there is that is intelligent is not, you know, that intelligent because they're either controlling the shit or they're not. So, but yeah, we got. So yeah, it'd be a bad thing to have a reptilian brain in the tail.
Alright, I'm going to switch up the whole conversation now. Mm-hmm. Let's get back to the fact that what everyone, a good portion of the media talking about is these pansy-ass fucking Nazis they caught in a U-Haul with their discount $20 U-Haul.
Okay, yeah, but yeah, okay, we're talking about...
How is it?
First off, it's the media. Like, the first part of this is you said it's the media covering the Nazis. Now,
no, let's cover the actual situation.
But no, let's back up, man, because like we gotta put this down, right? I don't care about the Nazis. Like, when history is written, and in fact, if we stop right now and just read the history of the Nazis and what the wannabe Nazis and all that shit is, like, that's a super failed group, man. Like, talk to me about, like I said, these three people, right? Way worse than the Nazis. In fact, Nazis in their most grandest of expectations wouldn't even have been able to come close to that, right? That's Genghis Khan and the Mongols, Napoleon. That's, you know, actual democracy. Yeah, that's the French. And then the English Empire.
Oh, yeah. Any of them.
So those three, and those are European based. If you want to go into, like, African based, you can pretty much break it down, what, northeast, south, and west. But...
that's your news.
Yeah, that's your nose.
Northeast, west, and south. Hey, that's the shit, yo. Someone, like, blew my mind when I saw that. I was like, holy fuck. Yo, I saw a new one just not too long ago. Yo, Jason Voorhees, first name Jason, is the last of the year, is the end of the years, like months, starting at June, going all the way to November. Did you ever notice that? Every letter is each month.
Oh, yeah.
I just saw that like 1 or 2 days ago. I was like,
here's another dictator that, in fact, well, if you use that calendar, right?
What are you talking about, Kim Jong-un?
No, if you use that calendar.
Oh, the Roman calendar?
Yeah, the Roman calendar. Check it out, right? Check it out, right? But even in Rome, right, there was technically there was two dictators, right? But there's one that's really, really important, and then there's one that wants to be important. The one that wants to be important is Julius Caesar. I guarantee you there is plethora of shit about Julius Caesar.
The man they stabbed to death, his own Congress.
Man they stabbed to death. You know why they stabbed him to death? Because he was able to tell the days of the calendar right. Hold on, that's real stop. No, stop.
Really?
That's real stop. That's real talk right there. And in fact, he didn't even bring it up. He just realized, oh, we're all on off-balance shit.
Wow.
What's the name? What does July stand for? Julius Caesar.
Yeah, because each month was like named off after something that he named.
Something else.
Thing is, he never took consideration of the actual leap year. It's like how we're gaining like a microsecond every day.
Mm-hmm. But that's some finite shit. Like,
or is it a second every day?
The Julian calendar, the Roman calendar. You know, I mean, my birthday was 2 days ago. So, but I mean, even I feel.
Do you know what the actual year is?
We're talking about from what, like
this year right now, the actual year.
We're moving into the sign of Aquarius. We're not there yet.
This is the year 12,022. Our time has been off that bad.
But see,
scientists found that out, but the thing is, they don't want to like try and implement it like the Pluto fiasco with Neil deGrasse Tyson. That whole Pluto thing from when we were like elementary and middle school.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone just started losing their shit. Well, scientists found out, yo, we've been recording time wrong. Add a 1 at the beginning of it, and then you have the right year. I was like, really? They now make calendars for that.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, does it even fucking matter anymore?
But okay. But see, you're only proving, you know, what I just said, right? Is Julius Caesar, the number one reason why the Senate, right, murdered him isn't because of any, you know, because he was a dictator too. And like, I mean, he was way worse than anything Hitler could have been. Like, if you talk about the people that he personally tortured or had tortured, I mean, like, Julius Caesar was powerful enough where he could walk down the street. Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. You're hearing me, right? Like, yeah. Julius Caesar was smart enough, was strong enough, even when he wasn't in his fullest power, like being given the power of the dictator, right? Julius Caesar comes from a farming town, so he comes from migrant people, or from as low of a class of people as possible.
Yeah, because he was a peasant.
Yeah,
and then got to his power.
He went into the army and fought on the losing side. Because his father and stuff were all decided to go on one side, and I mean, you know, this is Roman history. They flipping got plenty of it, and with Roman history, you got a bunch of wars, right? So this is as low class of a person as you could have. In fact, he's probably even lower than a slave, because the only reason why he joined the army is because, like, he was either going to be a slave or he's going to be in the army. And in fact, in some teachings, it says he'd rather have been a slave. Yet, before he even got to power, before he became known as Julius Caesar, right, he just said that, all right, fuck it, I'm going after, you know, the top then. He was strong enough to walk down the street in Rome and say, no, that's a peasant, he needs to be killed. And that person would get killed instantly. Mm-hmm. Like, that's power, bro.
That's very true.
That's and now just imagine what he was able to do after he became Caesar.
It's very true, because then he now runs the militaries and runs the government.
He runs everything, and in fact, he put down some successful campaigns and shit. Like, Julius Caesar was no joke, but like I said, he's number 2 because it goes back to Augustus.
Wasn't it his regime? No, it was Augustus Caesar's regimes that created the aquifers that like spearheaded plumbing in the day. If you know, plumbers save the most lives to this day in the whole world.
Yep. And in fact, what the fuck is our problem at right now?
Flint. That Flint, Michigan level shit is our problem everywhere we go.
Midwest, baby. Midwest. Like, make sure you see that. Yeah, that's some Midwest shit right there for you. Here, put the shades on.
Yo!
That's the Midwest shit right there for you, bro. They just don't understand. Yeah, like, no, and in fact, like, of all the trades in the world, throughout the history of humanity, once again, like, if you read the history books, plumbing is the most important.
It is. You ain't saving no lives without fresh water. Hey, I went to plumbing school, man. That was my trade I went for.
Technically, we've all done, whether we know it or not, but they're the most disrespected people.
Ain't they, though? I ain't gonna like, when it comes to trades.
That's literally the shit that's falling apart.
The literal shit.
The literal shit.
No, what's crazy, though, is that, like, with the whole Mario fiasco, Mario, the plumber, saves a princess and the world, is an actual fact in reality.
And in fact, here's some more dollars. Here's some more grand, connected shit for you, right? So Mario comes from Japan, and what do you think they value the most? Plumbers. And then, if you connected more, like, right, what's next to Japan? Well, Korea and China. And what do you think they value the most, man? Their fucking thing. And that's where Genghis Khan comes into play. Is, he was more powerful than Julius Caesar. But we're back to Julius Caesar because I'm on the democracy tip. So I hope it works. I have the optimism that democracy will work, but I don't care.
I think government so far all around the world is beginning to fail everyone, because what it is that it gives a pedestal, a podium, if you will, to those who are the most wicked motherfuckers who just have the money. Those who have the money can just pay their way to do whatever the fuck they want. Kind of like with Back to the Future. With old dude who just went and stole all that knowledge to fucking run the whole future.
Yeah.
That's literally just the reality we live in.
But
that's all they're painting that within that movie.
But here's another way to look at it, right? Is that, like, it ain't just the people that have the money. It's the people that acquired the money, too. It's like, okay, but that's actually worse, man. Because, like, the person that acquired it is now doing some fucked up shit to realize that, now I can't acquire it. That's where the fucked up shit. That's where governments always will fail. If I do something, then I would definitely expect you to do it. Or I would expect you to do it better. Be like, here's my example. I did this. Can you do it better? If you say yes, then all right, you show me the way now.
It's either, all I know is from the past two presidents we had, one tells you to grab it by the pussy and the other one just tells you pull out. All I know is both of them is somewhere where they're not supposed to be without consent. All I know is these two old motherfuckers been doing this shit for way too long. They old, they crazy. Yo, Biden just fell off a bike today. You see that shit?
Man.
And I was like, man, why is Granddad riding a bike for the nation?
Whatever. No, Granddad has to.
How much you want to bet they gonna make Biden president next?
Who?
Not Biden.
Harris?
Bernie.
No.
How much you want to bet they make Bernie Sanders fucking president next, and we see this motherfucker fall down the stairs?
We're gonna. If I had to put a crystal ball in it, well, I mean, with the exception of, and I don't want anything to happen bad.
No, they're trying to bring out a civil war in 2024. They said that. Them white motherfucking nationalist ass Nazis.
Yeah, but I don't believe that, man. And
I don't think they're smart enough to actually fully pull off their full plan, but they're smart enough to make a leeway in some direction.
Here's a problem with that.
Never underestimate your enemy.
Yeah, but I mean, if I were to give a person the dignity of being my enemy, that means I'm giving you a level of power. The more powerful your enemy, the more powerful you are. Now, whether you're able to succeed your enemy or you're able to succumb to your enemy, ultimately you're going to be succumbing to, or there's going to be another power, if not a higher power or a greater power that you have to deal with. They're not your enemy. So, and two, like, if we were to put it, dollars of donuts and shit and talk about, like, where America is actually going, like, we should have been, and we can literally classify, well, the stuff that just happened, like here in Minnesota to begin with, is technically as close to a civil war as you can get without, like, us literally be announcing that we're in a fucking bunker in somewhere. Like, yeah, this is fucked
like
up.
Some people.
Yeah, but that could literally go down in history books as like another American Civil War. Just like it would probably, for me, it probably starts in
if you think about it, if you think about it, we kind of in a civil war at this moment. Like, the oppositions are getting more and more lethal.
I mean,
yeah, somehow, like, one side is less lethal than the other just to prove a point, but they're gonna die by their principle. And I think it's funny. I keep telling these mothers, like, don't bring a sign to a gunfight.
Entropy's beats nice.
We're back.
Back in it right at the literally right at the 28-minute mark. So
Nice.
yeah. So that's what's up. A. You need to talk about. So here's the fundamental problems, right? You need to talk about job opportunity and growth. You need to talk about expanding your knowledge, and you need to talk about I guess realization of the finite resources. Those three things: expanding your job opportunities and potential. So in other words, finding out what your potential is, harnessing it, making sure you have the knowledge so that you can give that out to other people, and then the final part is realizing that it only goes so far.
That's those ideas, Bert.
Yeah, those are the three. I mean, that's a triple beam balance, and if you know what a triple beam is, and you know how to balance it, what's up? 29-minute mark.
I've been aiming for 30 minutes.
But yeah, I mean, if I'm going to close it out at the 30-minute mark, man, it's...
Or you can keep going. We can keep going.
No, yeah, definitely. But at the 30-minute mark, we'll hit it at the triple beam balance. So that's 3 principles, right?
Hopefully that was the easy spot to, take on there.
Mm-hmm.
Also knows if I hit it at the 29 part, I should be able to hit it, with an ending really easily. But I can use other stuff for, the end credits and stuff and make an intro and shit,
Mm-hmm.
I've been sitting here trying to figure... did you like the one intro for the Entropy Zone?
Yeah, no, it's working.
Yeah, you like that? We need to still we need to redo your commercial, your little ad spot. Because you saw what I did with the TV to say PFP?
Yeah.
You
Yeah, portfolio. Yeah. Oh, even better, right? Man, yeah, we actually hit the 30-minute mark. So yeah, and we're getting into so yeah, poor folks.
Wait, don't do a whole bunch of white power signs on the show, man. You're going to teach these kids how to do this shit.
Man, yeah, I need to stop with the gangster shit, I guess.
Or, yeah, you're right about that. The gangster thug shit. That's what
gangster
we need to call them what they are. Hey, you're not even in the view, man. Pull over this way. You're not even in the fucking camera.
Man, I've been here the whole time, so...
So I've been here. What are you talking about?
Whatever. I did say though we need to go. We probably need to do one of these live and just have it so okay, we can go live and then have, like I said.
What about episode 6?
There you go.
Because this is episode 3, I think.
Yeah, this is episode 3. We're still. I guess this is my favorite part of building anything, man. It's just that, getting everything together, man. It's group building shit. It's, first you gotta form the shit, then you gotta storm through it, man. You gotta get through the fucking storm, right? It's 79 degrees. It was about to start raining, and people are complaining about it. Like, bro, it's Minnesota. Like, if it's raining and it's 80 degrees outside, be glad it's raining and 80 degrees outside.
Instead of, just...